This week in AI, Anthropic sent a letter to the US Senate accusing Alibaba of running what it calls the largest distillation attack ever measured against Claude. 25,000 fraudulent accounts, 28.8 million exchanges with the model, all between April 22nd and June 5th of this year. I'm Joshua. Let's get into it. Here's what the letter, dated June 10th and addressed to Senators Tim Scott and Elizabeth Warren, actually alleges. Operators affiliated with Alibaba and its Quen AI lab allegedly created almost 25,000 fake accounts and used them to query Claude roughly 28.8 million times. The campaign was specifically aimed at what Anthropic called Claude's most valuable capabilities: agentic reasoning, software engineering, and long horizon task completion. According to Anthropic, the goal was to help Alibaba's Quen model approach the capabilities of Anthropic's own frontier Mythos preview model without paying the training and R&D bill. This is not the first time Anthropic has gone public with this kind of allegation. In a February blog post, the company named 3 Chinese labs running what it called industrial-scale distillation campaigns against Claude: DeepSeek, Moonshot, and MiniMax. Anthropic said that earlier wave generated over 16 million exchanges through approximately 24,000 fraudulent accounts. The new Alibaba number is roughly double that, on a slightly longer timeline. Anthropic's framing was unusually direct. The campaign, it wrote, turns hundreds of billions of dollars in American investment and R&D into a massive subsidy for our geopolitical competitors. What makes the timing sharp is that it happened after the Trump administration already warned this would not be tolerated. In April, the White House issued a memorandum saying foreign entities, principally based in China, were engaged in industrial-scale campaigns to distill U.S. frontier AI systems. Anthropic's letter says, Alibaba pressed forward anyway. Alibaba is listed on the New York Stock Exchange, maintains U.S. business operations, and is accountable to U.S. investors and regulators, the letter noted. Yet this activity unfolded in the weeks after the warning. The mechanism is worth understanding. A distillation attack does not steal a model's source code or weights. It queries the target system at industrial scale with carefully crafted prompts, collects the responses, and uses those responses as training material for a smaller, cheaper model. Anthropic says Alibaba used obfuscation techniques and proxy networks to evade detection and warned that a growing circumvention economy is making these attacks easier, not harder. The policy ask in the letter is specific. Anthropic wants 3 things. First, updated antitrust rules so AI firms can share information about evolving Chinese tactics. Second, tighter chip export controls to make it physically harder to train on stolen U.S. model outputs. Third, laws that impose penalties on AI developers caught running distillation operations, including limits on accessing U.S. models and advanced chips. Alibaba's response so far has been silence on the distillation allegation itself. The company did not respond to requests for comment from multiple outlets, but it is already in a separate fight with the Trump administration. On Tuesday of this week, Alibaba sued the administration over an earlier blacklisting that falsely linked the company to the Chinese military, calling the designation baseless. Alibaba's stock dropped roughly 3% after Anthropic's accusations became public. The broader story is the export control tale. Shortly after the letter, the U.S. Commerce Department placed new export controls on Anthropic's Mythos and Fable models, citing national security concerns. Anthropic suspended global access to both. The company is now navigating the same kind of regulatory pressure it is asking the government to apply to others. That tension, Anthropic asking Washington to harden the perimeter while Washington hardens the perimeter against Anthropic, is the part of the story that will outlast this week's news cycle. That's the wrap. Sources in the description: Ars Technica, Yahoo Finance, Tweaktown, and Hacker News for the community pull. I'm Joshua. Catch you next week.